In the realm of science fiction, few characters have captured the imagination as much as the $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman. These iconic figures, brought to life on television, were inspired by the groundbreaking novel Cyborg by Martin Caidin. The popularity of the show soared, with both series consistently ranking among the top-rated programs of their time. Riding on this success, Caidin embarked on a daring project to create a real-life exoskeleton system to help his friend, paralyzed from polio, walk. In 1975, Caidin assembled a team of 4 mechanics with knowledge of cars and machining to bring his vision to life. With the input from the real-life Dr. Rudy Wells, they embarked on an endeavor that had never been attempted before.
Actually, it began a long time ago with the $6 Million Man show. I had an idea for the show using an exoskeleton frame, which Universal turned down, didn't want it. And then we developed into a new idea called a show called Exo Man, and came with my technical director on it. Because who else knows better than this lunatic how to climb upstairs without losing legs and jump down them? And from this came the conversation and the jumping and the flying. But we got into a technical discussion really on how we could sling Ken into a parachute harness. That was no problem. Getting him out of the airplane was fine, jumping. But how would he land? And we started talking about a Mercury airbag. They used to have the old Mercury spacecraft. Could we do this same thing by suspending that from the chute harness, and the bag would drop down, the thing would impact and blow out the air through the holes in it like a hydraulic stoppage. And all of a sudden we figured out that if this would support the body well enough for a landing bag, or something where he couldn't have his legs being used to support the land, do a PLF, a parachute landing fall, what would happen if the legs were supported, if he was supported completely by the parachute harness, we could attach a system of self-articulating legs to this thing. And if that worked, then we used a power system that was finger controlled that no one ever used before. And to use Dr. Wells' phrase so much, belly banding it, we could build a set of legs on which Ken could walk. And no one had ever figured out before how to build something. They always try to build an exoskeleton system for people who were completely whole. And you simply amplify a movement. In this case, we had to bypass the body amplification and come to a hand power. But we got together with Rudy right after this, and he said, if you do this and do that, it'll work. He said, there's no reason why it shouldn't. And one of the real problems was that when Ken has to walk, and he brings a leg forward, the leg comes up, drops down, but he has to roll with it. And Rudy warned us that if we got anything in here that could catch, that was the first thing we did with him, that Ken would end up tripping and falling. And I don't care if he bleeds so much as the fact there's only one of him around right now. We're working
doing a triangular shape.
Well, triangular shape point here. And also you said that point right here, we should bend the toe, as we do normally, so we can get a bending motion, and also the CG. From this suite, it simply went and got together.
And I have perfect feeling like any normal person, but the movement there is absolutely nothing. So whenever I actuate the knee or the leg, you can't feel any strain, but you can feel it moving very well. And I'll actuate it now. Now, here, this is bent like this. There's no strain on any muscle, so you don't really feel it. It just feels like the leg is just hanging there. Now, when I start to straighten out on the knee, there's a tight tendon back here. Most people have the tendon back here is a little tight. And when it straightens out, it puts a strain back here, and that's about the only discomfort you can feel. But on this brace on the side right here, there's a stop, 12-degree stop, that keeps it from straightening out too much and ripping my tendon.
I worked on the movement of the legs, trying to get him to walk. So that's where we came in with the power window motors and switches and motorcycle batteries on the side of it to power it. They can get a robot to do these things, but it's a whole lot different thing to getting a human being able to get into a machine and do these things.
Fast forward to 2024 and witness the progress made in exoskeleton technology. The Olympic torch was carried by a paraplegic using a sophisticated exoskeleton system. This remarkable achievement is a testament to Caidin's visionary foresight and the dedication of his team and prototype that paved the way.